Alright folks, what's up? It's a Salty Bat back with another video. This one's gonna be a fucking rant. And I wish I knew. Let me preface this rant by saying I wish that I had a clue as to why shit like this bothers me. I don't know. I'm sure part of it is I'm a little OCD about things. Part of it, I'm certain, was my upbringing, and that everything has a space. It has a place. If it doesn't have a space, if it doesn't have a place, you fucking make one. Right? I'm OCD about organization. Not, I don't color code my clothes and shit like that, but I just like it organized, right? I hang my keys in the same place every single day. That way, when I know to go get my keys, if they're not there, something's happened. I don't have to search for them. It just seems to me, and I know everybody doesn't think this way, a more efficient way of just getting through the day. Shopping carts. This is not the rant, but this is part of. They have a space when you're done with them. When you take it to your car and you unload your groceries or whatever, there's a space for the shopping cart. The fact that I won't even say most people, it's not most people, but I will say a solid 30% of people don't take the time to take it back to the corral. I don't even know what the hell the thing's called. I'll call it a corral. Because there's some poor bastard that's getting paid, $10, $11, $12 an hour, whose whole purpose in life is to wrangle these fucking carts and take them back inside. For you. For the other people who are shopping at whatever store you're at. Think grocery store, right? So that is, again, a place for the shopping cart when you're done with it. Not propped up on the goddamn curb, not pushed into the parking spot next to you. It grates on me because I think another part of it is you don't care about the person coming behind you. Right? And I don't have a coping skill for that. Like, there's enough people accidentally being dickheads that's enough. It's the people who are intentionally being dickheads that those people are my problem. Right? We all have stuff. Right? Most of us have too much stuff. But for my stuff, all of my stuff has a place. If you name, and this is, I'm not bragging, this is just how I live my life. Good, bad, or indifferent. And I realize not everybody does this. If you name an article of clothing, a ring, a bracelet, a whatever. Chris, where do you keep your socks? I can tell you exactly where they are. And they're only there. Where are your work t-shirts? I can tell you where they are, and they're only there. They're not in another place. That's where they are. Where do you keep your jeans? I can tell you exactly where they are, and that's the only place they are. Where are your tools? I can tell you where they are, and that's the only fucking place they are. Because I know if I go to look for a wrench and it's not in my tool bag, I know some motherfuckers got it. And I'm going to go find them and find out, first of all, you didn't ask to borrow my shit. Second of all, you didn't even have the goddamn common courtesy to put it back where you found it. So, you know, a piece of this I also understand is control, right? Maybe a bigger piece of it than my ego will let me admit is control. I can control this little part of my world, right? And I try to live the ethos of, you know, the 3-foot bubble, right? Anything outside that 3 feet radius around me is out of my control. And for the most part, I do. But if you're using an area that is mine, I only have one request, one rule, one command, one plea, however you need to break it down to get it through your head. Put it back after you're done with it exactly how you found it. Please listen to my words. Exactly. Not a little bit. Don't put it close to how you found it. Exactly how you found it. And I understand this bar's high, and I do it for a very specific reason. My goal is to not have anybody use any of my shit ever. Like, it's just because people don't care. Broad brushstroke, people don't care. The people at Kroger don't care about those shopping carts because it's not theirs. Like, if that thing gets smashed into a million pieces, they're not out anything financial or otherwise. They have no emotional attachment to it, right? When I go into somebody's house, I treat their house better than I treat my own because it's not mine. And they have been generous enough to invite me over, to allow me to use the facilities, to, you know, whatever's entailed in the party or get together or whatever, right? I don't think it's hard, but in dealing with some people throughout my day, like, would you go in somebody's house? Let's say you're at a party. Would you go in somebody's house and you go to the bathroom and you just piss all over the lid and just leave it? Like, that's a dick move, right? You might do that at your own house. If you have a woman in your house, I highly suggest a different move. But just have respect for other people's stuff. I am not required by any law, the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights to let you use any of my shit. I'm just not. The fact that, you know, me and another person live in the same house, that means fucking zero. Less than nothing. That doesn't mean you have access to my shit. And this is just a struggle that, for whatever reason, I assume, right? If my partner has a closet, I don't go in that closet. It's not my shit in there. Unless I'm asked, hey, can you go get my whatever, my hoodie? Yep. Woman's purse. I was taught by my mother, you don't go into a woman's purse ever. And to this day, I still won't do it. My wife will say, hey, grab my purse and get X. Nope, I will get your purse and bring that motherfucker to you. I'm not going in it. Because it's just, I'm not afraid of what I'll see. It's nothing like that. It's just a politeness thing. And maybe that is way too old school for this new generation of twats. But the assumption that, and this is really the kicker for me, the assumption that just because we live under the same roof, you have access without asking, just free direct access to my shit. No siree bob. Nope. Any more than I would go down to my father's house and just get in his car and drive off with it. I have no doubt. Hey, Pop, can I use your car? Yep. How long will you be gone? An hour. Okay. Put some gas in it while you're gone. Simple conversation, right? I have no doubt he would let me use his car if I need to. But knowing that doesn't mean that you can assume that, because that is arrogance and that is a lack of respect for that other person and their shit. Right? He has full authority to go, yeah, I don't like the way you drive like a fucking dickhead. I don't want you using my car. Fair enough. That is literally the end of the discussion. There's no comeback, there's no debate, there's no negotiation, none of that. So as you especially in your family, as you navigate the waters of a given relationship, treat other people's stuff with respect. Don't assume that you have access to it just because you're living under the same, roof, living in the same building. And I honestly feel better getting this out. So thank you guys for listening. I'm out. Be good.